Welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host Sahil here with Bick. We just, witnessed the India Afghanistan World Cup qualifier, and boy, oh boy, I think that was embarrassing. Is a mild way to put it. That was disappointing. It was a huge letdown, and it's nearly shattered India's World Cup hopes. Luckily, later in the day, they got a good result that was favorable to them, with Kuwait losing to Qatar. But Bick, that was disastrous.
Yeah, that was about as bad as it can get. Um, I really wasn't expecting that, and you can make all the excuses you want, just in terms of resources and everything else. There's no way Afghanistan have more resources than India. And what was really bad was also the fact that it wasn't just that Afghanistan got a couple of goals and India were unlucky. There was no luck in this case. Afghanistan was a better team. They created more chances. India scored their first goal in 6 matches from the penalty spot. And even that penalty wasn't really the Afghani defender didn't need to put his hand in. We weren't going to score from there. So India were even lucky to get that penalty. So I mean, it's just really bad. And I think the lowest we felt since we started covering India. It's a pretty dark day, I would say, for Indian football.
Yeah, I mean, some people out there on social media have been saying this is the worst day in Indian football, history, and so I don't disagree with them, because this was against a team that you should be beating, and
Yeah.
we saw the match away against Afghanistan, and we said, look, okay, there's a couple areas where we can improve on, but we need to get much better from that match, and instead of getting much better, it got much worse than from that match.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, what was weird was the first half, India was okay. It wasn't bad. And, obviously we took the lead, went to the second half thinking, okay, this is it. Maybe we'll get a second goal early on. And then all of a sudden it's all about, making sure we've got a good goal difference. But I don't know what happened in the I don't know what the team talk was. The team just looked like a shell of themselves. This is the same team that beat Kuwait, which is a significantly better team than Afghanistan, and actually a better team than India as well.
Yeah.
So really, there's something that's going on, mentally, emotionally. I don't know what it is, because you can't become that much worse in that short a period of time.
Yeah, Bick, do you think it's steam watch going on here? Because the thing is, the subs came in, Chankte came in, and Mahesh Singh came in, highly ineffective in this match.
Mm.
And Steamach, after the match, kind of talked a little bit about some of the excuses and said, he didn't have the team for that long, this particular window. But
Yeah.
what do you think is going on with Steamach? Like, what's going on?
Look, I don't know the inside scoop, but I do think sometimes what happens is you'll have these coaches come in who have a certain way of playing and drive the guys really hard, and players then become a little more scared in terms of how they approach the game, and that can contribute to it. He clearly did something well with that win with Kuwait. So clearly there was a bit of an uplift when he initially came, but maybe it's just a case of he's driving the guys a little too hard, and because I mean ultimately they look scared when they've got the ball. They look like they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and the specific decisions like Gurpreet's decision to foul the player, when there was no danger from that play at all, it cost India the game. It was unnecessary and ridiculous, quite frankly.
Yeah, and also like these are sort of mistakes like you would expect in a club match. And when I say club, I don't mean like Premier League. I mean my local Sunday league club.
Right.
And even then, like you give the goalkeeper grief afterwards for it. So yeah, I mean that was just really poor decision making. I think it's clearly like an emotional thing. I genuinely think it's a case of the players are scared of him, and maybe what these guys need to do is just relax for a bit. Sometimes that's the best thing. This is true across sports, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like you're in this bubble where you're always scared or fearful, then you can make a lot more mistakes than if you play with a more open or free mind.
Yeah, and look, I think it's like we mentioned, India is extremely lucky that the results went a little bit their way later in the day, because now you still have an opportunity. India fans out there, believe it or not, there's still an opportunity to make the World Cup, and it takes a win against Kuwait But Bick, between now and then, what do they need to do to get ready to do that? Because based on the performance we've seen in these last two matches, there's no way we're even competing in that match.
Yeah, I mean, Afghanistan is supposed to be the worst team in the group. I could say there's an argument that India is probably the worst team in the group now. So we're going to play against the number 1 and 2 teams in the group. So just on that basis, I mean, like, if I was a betting man, I would bet on India to lose. So I think look, there's it's 2.5 months between now and then. I think somehow they need to put this win out of their minds, go away, whatever that is, whether it's a training camp, whether it's the guys just need to go on a trip to Thailand or something, just to clear their minds. I think that could possibly be better than sitting in the camp watching the videos of their mistakes, because maybe that'll have a more negative impact. But I mean, I don't think it's a case of tactics. I think it's a case of mentality, and just how they're approaching the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, India fans out there, we're all disappointed today, but at the end of the day, we're still supporting the team, and there's still a pathway through to the World Cup, and it starts in June against Kuwait. Kuwait will come to India, and that is now a must-win match, and that's what the World Cup comes down to. So if you're enjoying these videos, please go and subscribe to the channel and keep supporting the Indian national team. I know they make it hard on us on days like today,
Yeah.
but we got to keep going. And I'll say it meekly today: Chuck the India. Let's go get it done in June and have a much better performance than this window.